Yes, good morning. This is the second part of chapter molecular basis of inheritance and variation plus 2 class. Now, in the previous part 1, it was discussed that DNA is the genetic material in most of the cell and in human also. Now, in some cells or in some organisms, RNA is RNA is also a genetic material, and mainly viruses has RNA as a genetic material. All known cultural organisms have DNA as their genetic material, but some viruses have RNA instead. Second, tobacco mosaic virus is composed of RNA and protein. It does not contain any DNA. So it is confirmed that tobacco mosaic virus is having the RNA as a genetic material. In 1956, Grieger and Kramer showed that when purified RNA from tobacco mosaic virus is applied directly to tobacco leaf, they develop a mosaic disease. Means these scientists extracted the RNA from TMV virus, and this RNA is introduced inside the tobacco leaf, and tobacco leaf will get a disease known as mosaic disease. So it is verified that RNA acts as a genetic material. In 1957, Frankel, Contrat and Singer showed that in tobacco mosaic virus infection with viruses containing RNA from one strain and protein from another strain, the progeny viruses were always as the type specified by the RNA. Means the progeny will contain the same RNA as that of the parent. So it is verified that RNA is the genetic material. Now, the composition and the structure of DNA and RNA, means this topic indicate that what are the components that are used for the formation of DNA and RNA. DNA and RNA are the polymers, and they contain the monomer unit called as nucleotide. This nucleotide will combine to form DNA and RNA. Each nucleotide has three parts. Pentose sugar, nitrogen base and phosphate group. Each nucleotide has three parts: a pentose sugar, 5-carbon sugar, a nitrogenous base and a phosphate group. These three combine to form one nucleotide, and nucleotide units combine to form a polynucleotide known as DNA and RNA. The 5-carbon sugar, that is the pentose sugar, in RNA is named as ribose, and in DNA it is named as deoxyribose. And the difference between ribose sugar and deoxyribose is that it is mainly at the one point on the second carbon. In RNA, OH group is present at second carbon, but in DNA it has only one hydrogen. Oxygen is absent. You can see in this slide the difference between deoxyribose and the ribose. All structure is similar, but in the second carbon in deoxyribose oxygen is missing. That's why it is known as deoxyribose. But in ribose, OH is present at second position. Now, the next point of DNA and RNA structure, there are two nitrogen bases classes. That means there are two classes of nitrogen base. First is purine, second is pyrimidine. Purine is double ring structure, and purine has 9 membered. Purine is double ring structure, as that of you can say the ring structure is obtained in benzene also in the chemistry. So purine is double ring structure, 9 membered ring structure, and purine contain 2 nitrogen base named as adenine and guanine. And pyrimidine is one ring structure containing 6 member, and it has cytosine, thymine in DNA, but in RNA thymine is absent, uracil is present. So uracil is the nitrogen base that is present only in RNA. Next, you can see here these are the structure of nitrogen base in DNA and RNA. First is purine. Purine, you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 membered ring is there in purine, and the diagram of adenine and guanine is given in the slide. Adenine also contain 9-membered ring, and guanine also contain 9-membered ring. But there is difference between difference at sixth carbon. Sixth carbon contain NH2 group in adenine, and guanine in sixth position double bond O is there, and on second position NH2 group is there. So this is the dissimilarity between adenine and guanine. In pyrimidine area or in pyrimidine nitrogen base, you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 carbon, 6 member ring is there, and pyrimidine contain 3 nitrogen base: cytosine, thymine and uracil. Cytosine and thymine is present in DNA, but uracil is found in only in RNA. And the difference is at fourth carbon and fifth carbon and second carbon. You can see the different group present on this 3 nitrogen bases, that is cytosine, uracil, cytosine, uracil and thymine. Now, base plus sugar is known as nucleoside. Nucleoside means one nitrogen base and one sugar combine, then nucleoside will form. Example, adenine is a nitrogen base. It is combined with ribose sugar, then it will form a nucleoside named as adenosine. I am again repeating. If sugar plus base combine, then we named this as nucleoside, that is adenine plus ribose adenosine, and adenine plus deoxyribose, then we named this as deoxyadenosine. If base plus sugar plus phosphate group is present, then it will form nucleotide. Example is ATP, adenosine triphosphate, ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and AMP, adenosine monophosphate. Next, you can see here, this is the structure of ATP. The whole structure is of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. In this you can see adenine is there in the green part, ribose sugar in the orange one, and 3 phosphate group with the yellow one. 3 phosphate group is there, so it will form ATP. If one phosphate group is removed, then it will form ADP. If next phosphate group is also removed, then it will form AMP. So these are you can see ATP, ADP and AMP structure is there. But if only adenine and ribose is there, then it is known as nucleoside, and the name of this is known as adenosine. You can see on the upper area it is clearly mentioned: adenosine triphosphate, adenosine monophosphate, adenosine diphosphate, and only adenosine. Now nucleotides are DNA. Nucleotides are nitrogen base, phosphate group and sugar. So nucleotides are attached with the bond known as phosphodiester bond, and phosphodiester bond formed between fifth carbon and third carbon. So the DNA strand has a polarity, or you can say has a direction named as 5' to 3'. And phosphate and sugar form a backbone so that the DNA structure will be stable. You can see this is the structure of this is the one chain of DNA or RNA. You can see here the blue one is sugar and the yellow one is phosphate group, and inside this there are different bases are attached: thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine is there, and phosphodiester bond is shown on the top with the sugar and phosphate group form a backbone, or you can say phosphodiester linkage is there, and the polarity is also given here. Phosphate group is attached with next carbon with 5', fifth carbon and third carbon, so the polarity of the chain is 5' to 3'. You can see here that is given on the top, 5' to 3'. Next, chemical structure of DNA and RNA. Next is chemical structure of DNA and RNA. This is the chemical structure of DNA and RNA. You can see DNA nucleotide contain a phosphate group, a sugar and a nitrogen base, and RNA contain also a sugar named as ribose sugar, and phosphate and nitrogen bases is also in RNA nucleotide. And this nucleotide combine to form a polynucleotide chain. In the parallel it is given DNA polynucleotide chain. Now discovery of DNA as a double helix structure means DNA is double helix or not. So Chargaff obtained the ratio of DNA, means Chargaff introduced that the amount of purine in the DNA is always equal to the amount of pyrimidine. The amount of purine is always equal to the amount of pyrimidine. That is, the number of guanine is equal to cytosine and the amount of adenine is always equal to thymine. So Chargaff rule explain that the base composition of DNA varies between species, first point, but in any species the number of adenine and thymine bases are equal and the number of guanine and cytosine bases are equal. The basis for these rules was not understood until the discovery of double helix. Next, building a structural model of DNA. After DNA was accepted that DNA is a genetic material, the challenge was that what is the structure of DNA or how the structure is designed. So Wilkins and Franklin's used a modern technique for determining the structure of DNA, and this is known as X-ray crystallography. And Franklin produced a picture of DNA molecule using this technique. And Franklin further discovered the DNA structure in detail, and he suggested that DNA molecule was made up of two strands and these two strands form a double helix. Further, Watson and Crick also verified that DNA is a double helix structure, and DNA has double helix structure having two chains, and these two chains will form sugar phosphate back bonding, and these chains run anti-parallel, means one chain run opposite to the next chain. Next, you can see here I am showing again, this is sugar phosphate backbone and contain nitrogen base, thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine, and these chain run anti-parallel. You can see here the red one is with the red color ink 5' to 3' end and 3' to 5' end. These two chains run anti-parallel in direction 5' to 3' and 3' to 5' and contain nitrogen base inward. Thymine is attached with adenine having hydrogen bond double. Guanine is attached with cytosine having the triple hydrogen bond. You can see in the figure, and this will combine to form a helical structure. The first one is helical structure, and second one is partial chemical structure, and third one is space filled model. And you can see 10 base pair of DNA will form one helix, and the length of one helix is 34 angstrom or 3.4 nanometer. At first, Watson and Crick thought that the bases paired like with like, means Watson proposed that adenine will attach with adenine, but pairing will not exist. So by identifying the X-ray data, it is concluded that purine is attached with pyrimidine. Note down, purine is attached with pyrimidine. Purine attachment will not take place. Pyrimidine attachment will also not take place. So purine is attached with pyrimidine. It is experimentally proved. Watson and Crick reasoned that the pairing was more specific, dictated by the base structure. They determined that adenine is paired only with the thymine and guanine is attached only with the cytosine. So Watson and Crick model explain the Chargaff rule, that amount of adenine is equal to thymine and guanine is equal to cytosine. You can see adenine is attached with thymine with the double hydrogen bond, and you can see guanine is attached with cytosine with a triple hydrogen bond. Now, what are the main features of Watson and Crick 3D model? First, or what are the postulates of Watson and Crick model? First is DNA is made up of two polynucleotide chain, and these chain are coiled around each other to form a helix. The two chains are anti-parallel, and the two chain will form sugar phosphate back bonding and nitrogen bases inside, and these nitrogen bases are attached with the hydrogen bond. Adenine is attached with double hydrogen bond with thymine, and guanine is attached with triple hydrogen bond with cytosine. So the bases of the two strand are held together by hydrogen bond between complementary bases, that is adenine will attach with thymine and guanine will attach with cytosine, and they form the hydrogen bonding in between them. And by heating this DNA chain, the DNA 2 chain can be separated or will be separated, and the base pair are 0.34 nanometer apart, and one full ton of DNA will be near about approximate 3.4 nanometer, and this 1 ton of helix will have 10 base pair in between. And this the hydrogen bonding is present in between this two chains, so it will form a equal spacing. In 1962, Nobel Prize was given to Francis Crick and Watson for identifying the DNA structure. Now, DNA in the cell. All known cellular DNA is in B form, means there are different forms of DNA, the B form, A form, Z form. So mainly the cellular DNA is in B form. A DNA was not expected because it is dehydrated and cells are aqueous. Z DNA has never found in living cells. Now RNA structure. RNA structure is similar as that of DNA, but RNA contain a ribose sugar and RNA contain uracil in it. You can see it is mentioned RNA structure is very similar to that of DNA. It is a polymer of ribonucleotide, but sugar is ribose. It has 3 nitrogen bases. DNA has 3 nitrogen bases, A, T, G, C, 4 nitrogen bases, but RNA has A, U, G, C. RNA is single stranded, so base pairing is not there. RNA is single stranded and base pairing is not there in RNA, and RNA is genetic material in some viruses also, and RNA may be in viruses, RNA may be in double stranded structure or single stranded structure. Now RNA structure. The primary structure of RNA is just like that of DNA, but RNA is typically single stranded structure, and RNA synthesis will take place from DNA also, means DNA will lead to formation of RNA. You can see this is the structure of RNA. It contains the ribose sugar, phosphate group and nitrogen bases, and phosphodiester bonding is also present in RNA. Although RNA is usually single stranded, but sometime it will lead to formation of double stranded RNA in some areas, and complementary base pair structure is also present in RNA also in certain area only, and different type of RNA structure are also possible by this base pairing rule. Now chromatin. Chromatin is the complex of DNA plus protein, and this chromatin will condense to form a chromosome, and chromosome is transferred from one parent to next offspring. And chromosome, you can see the chromosome is a highly coiled packing like structure or multi-level system of packing. Chromatin undergo changes in packing during the cell cycle. At interphase, interphase is the event that take place in cell cycle and cell division. Resting phase. At interphase, the chromatin is organized into 10 nanometer fiber, but it is more compacted into 30 nanometer fiber, and then folding and looping will take place. And interphase chromosome are not highly condensed, but they are restricted to a specific area in the cells. You can see the DNA in the double helix structure, and this DNA is tightly packed with the histone protein, and it will compactly packed to form nucleosome in the upper area, you can say. And nucleosome is just like a beads on a string. This nucleosome further tightly packed to form a chromatid, and this chromatid combine to form chromosome pair. Thank you.